Hey guys, welcome back! So this is my very first look of the Halloween season and I'm so excited! Last year my sister had an Alice in Wonderland themed birthday party and I made this Cheshire cat costume. I didn't do anything too theatrical with the makeup and the look last year was a little different. But I didn't have the same lashes, my hair was longer so I didn't have to wear the wig this year. But you know, times are a-changin', so it's okay. If you'd like to see how I achieved this look and a little detail on the costume, go ahead and keep watching. Love you! First things first, I'm the realist, but also gotta put my hair back. I'm using MAC Prep and Prime Face Visage Face Primer all over to make sure that my makeup lasts all night. Next, I'm using NYX Liquid Illuminator in Sunbeam all over my face for a nice shimmery sheen. I just got this stuff and I love it. Next up, I'm taking Too Faced Primed and Poreless and I am concealing those large pores of mine. Next, I'm perfecting my skin with the Benefit Hello Flawless Oxygen Wow Foundation and my F80 Flat Top Kabuki brush from Sigma. I am just applying the foundation and moving it in circular motions. And now for some more coverage, I am applying more, sort of stippling it on and then just moving it around. This foundation is awesome. I love the coverage. I love the finish. It wears beautifully and it's definitely my new favorite. Now I accidentally forgot to make a clip of this, but I am using the NW20 Pro Longwear Concealer from MAC just to highlight a little bit, if that's even a possibility from me. And I am just sort of tapping it in with a damp beauty blender. The trick with the Beauty Blender is making sure it's not too wet because on the other side I accidentally didn't squeeze it out enough and it kind of removed some of my foundation, so I had to buff it back in with my brush. So just make sure that you squeeze it all out and it's not too damp. Now I'm taking MAC Studio Care Blend Pressed Powder in medium and I am just applying it to set my foundation. I've had this in my drawer for a while and just started using it, but it gives a beautiful finish. It's soft and it's not quite matte, so it allows a little bit of a sheen to shine through. I love that it makes my skin look like skin and it's not too heavy. Now I am taking some bronzer from MAC. It is the Refine Golden Bronzer just to contour a little bit. I want this look to be a little more on the fierce side, so I wanted to give myself contour. Don't do that too often, but today called for it. It is Halloween after all. Now on to blush. I'm using the Too Faced Sweethearts Perfect Flush Blush and I love this. It is the cutest packaging and the color is beautiful. I love soft pink blushes. Actually, it's pretty bright. I love it though and it has a nice little sparkle. I'm now going in with Bare Minerals Mineral Veil just to smooth everything out and soften up my face. I'm also using it with the blunt side of this little brush just to sort of contour just a little bit more in those cheeks. And I also kind of use it to highlight under the eyes as well. This is a really good multi-purpose like situation. Next, I'm using Becca's Shimmering Perfector in Moonstone right at the high planes of my cheeks, above the Cupid's bow, down the nose, and this will just give a nice little highlight, and this video does not give it justice. It is absolutely gorgeous. Now moving on to brows, I am taking MAC's Clear Brow Wax and just applying it throughout my brows in the direction of the hair growth. This will create a nice base for my eyeshadow to stick to. I am using Sketch eyeshadow from MAC with a stiff angled brush and I am just outlining the top and the bottom of the brow. This will give a really nice structured brow and if you pay attention to my channel, clearly that's what I like. I just kind of bring the brush right on top of that wax and you can kind of see how it just sticks. Otherwise, I don't really get a lot of color payoff when I apply this purpley shade to my brows, so this is definitely a must-have. Now I'm taking a mascara wand and just blending everything throughout the brow, and I'm taking my angled brush and just adding a little bit more product where I feel like the brow needs a little more coverage. And you've seen me do this before. I'm using MAC Violet Pigment on top of the brow just to give it a little bit more pizzazz and fabulousness and purpleness. So I am just applying it right on top of that eyeshadow and it just amps it up a little bit. I love it. Now to clean up the brow, I am using my NW20, is it NW20? I lied at the beginning. NW15 Pro Longwear Concealer, and I'm using a synthetic brush, and I'm just carving out my brow to perfection. After blending out the bottom portion, I am taking a larger synthetic brush with my foundation, same color that I used on my face, to carve out the top. I'm not a fan of that lighter concealer on the top. I just like it to look really clean, but I like it to be the same exact color as my face. Next up, I am priming my eyes with the eyeshadow primer from Lorac. Not sure of the exact name, but I will let you know down below. I accidentally put way too much on. Oops. But I'm just blending it out. I did remove some of it because I didn't want it to be too heavy on my eyes. I just wanted a light veil. Now going in with the Vice 3 palette, I'm using Downfall as my transitional shade with the 224 brush from MAC. I'm applying this right in the crease and a little bit above. It did kind of fall onto my lid, but that's okay. That doesn't really matter. It's going to be covered up anyway. So I'm just moving this back and forth in a windshield wiper motion from inner corner to outer corner, and I am just making sure that it is really beautifully blended right in the crease. Now I am taking the color Bobby Dazzle and using this as my brow highlight. I have been loving this for highlighting. I'm also going to pop it in the inner corner of the eye just to really open everything up. It has a beautiful shine to it. Next, I'm adding Alchemy onto the lid with a flat shader brush. It was a little bit too reddy-ish for me for what I wanted, so what I decided to do was go on top of it with the MAC Violet pigment. I wet this with my Fix Plus, and I am just popping it right on the lid. That brush is an Urban Decay brush that came with one of my Naked palettes. It's really great to use with wet products like this. So now I am just buffing that color up into the crease a little bit just to make it a little bit more soft and diffused. Now to give some definition, I am taking a 217 blending brush from MAC with the shade called Revolver, and I am rocking it inside the crevice of my crease, so actually into the crease. I am now taking the same Eco Tools buffing brush that I used before, and I am blending out the edges. I want this just to be really soft and diffused and blended, so keep on blending, y'all. Just keep on blending. Now I am applying my trusty Sephora liquid liner, and I want a very dramatic wing for this. So I'm just doing that. It's kind of hard to explain in a short period of time. I keep telling you guys I'm going to make a video for you. Let me know down below if you would like to see a tutorial just on winged liner. Next up, I am using my P80 brush from Sigma with my Pro Longwear concealer underneath the eye just to clean it up a bit. Now I'm applying these Fright Night lashes in Bewitched. These things were so cute. I saw them at Walmart and I just had to get them. I knew they would be perfect for this look. And they're actually fairly easy to apply. The band wasn't too straight, which I do find with a lot of cheaper Halloween lashes. They're kind of hard to apply. But now I'm just covering up the band with the winged liner and making it a little bit more dramatic. I am now applying a little bit of that liquid liner into the inner tear duct of the eye just to sort of give that feline-y, like cat pointy situation. Now I'm going in with my Maybelline eyeliner and just making it really heavy and smoky on the waterline. And then I am buffing it out with a 219 pencil brush from MAC. Next up, I'm adding a pop of color underneath the lash line with the Violet pigment from MAC. I am just rimming that right on top of that black eyeliner, and I have done this in a couple of videos, or maybe just one, I don't know, before, but I love this look. Purple's just my thing, y'all. I just can't live without it. Now I'm going back over that highlight with Bobby Dazzle just to spruce it up a little bit and kind of blend everything all together. And then just popping it in the inner corner, of course, just to highlight that a little bit more. And next, I am taking MAC's Extended Play Lash, and I am just applying this right to my natural lashes to bond my fake ones with that. This is a perfect brush to do that with because it's super small and it can really get in there, and also for your bottom lashes too. I love it. It's the bomb. Now for lips, I'm going in with Embrace Me lip liner from MAC. This is a hot pink color that I love, and I am filling in my entire lip. I overdrew my Cupid's bow just a little bit to give a little bit of drama, and then it was at this point that I realized I needed a little more blush, so of course I had to do it right then and there. and I was much happier. It looked a lot better that way. And now going in with Pink Pigeon lipstick from MAC. I just really like the way this lip turned out. It was super hot pink, and I think it was perfect. I then topped it off with Money Honey Dazzle Glass from MAC just to give it that little pop and sheen and all of those things. So here's the finished look, you guys. Aren't those lashes super cool? I really love them. I think they added a lot to the look. As far as my hair goes, it is always purple, but I did add a little bit of pink to it specifically for this tutorial. If you don't have purple or pink hair, of course, you can always go get a wig. That is what I did last year. Even though my hair was purple, it just wasn't quite long enough for the look. You can get little extensions, though, like at Hot Topic or Sally Beauty Supply, and I crimped my hair with a Revlon wave iron, and I will link down below a tutorial I did on how to achieve that look. Now on to accessories of the costume, and I did create everything that you will see here. I used duct tape, feather boas, the rhinestones, of course, hot glue, and Velcro strips to create these things. Basically, what I did was I created a long strip front and back so it would be extra sturdy, and then I hot glued the feather boa pieces, which I did cut up, and then also the rhinestones as well. And then I applied Velcro strips so I could close everything together as a bracelet. I feel like any costume where you wanted some sort of cuff or bracelet, you could use this technique. There are so many different patterns of duct tape these days, so you really could do a lot, and you could even make it thinner if you wanted to. I just wanted mine a little bit larger and more substantial. I love that word, substantial. Now onto my favorite part, the collar. I did the same thing as far as making a large strip for the actual neck piece and the little extra areas down at the bottom to create that nice little pointy type shape. I just create little miniature versions and connected them all together. And I just love this. I felt like it added a very sexy element and, you know, just that. I loved it. It's like my favorite piece. For the ears, I just took a standard headband that I got, I think at the fabric store. You could also get one at any accessory store, and wrapped it with the duct tape. And then I created these two very large and sturdy triangles and attached that to the headband. Then I glued the rhinestones all over. And it is a little rough around the edges when you really look at it, but the good thing about that is smoke and mirrors, girl. When it goes in your hair and your hair's all over it, ain't nobody gonna notice that. Ain't nobody gonna see that, girl. So you know what? It's okay. Now onto the tail. I created this with a wire hanger and a pink and purple boa. Obviously, I chose the boa that did not have feathers on it. It makes it a lot easier to work with. And by using the wire hanger, it gave it some structure instead of just hanging down. In addition to the tail, I wanted to create a back piece that made a statement. So what I did was I took about 4 different shades of tulle and cut up a lot of different strips. And instead of attaching them to an elastic band, what I did was I took a twisty tie and just tied them all together. I laid them out in one straight line and then just grabbed them in the center and twisted it all together. And then I really scrunched up everything, and I did add an elastic band so I could wear it around my waist, and then I could tie the tail to it. I got these leg warmers at a party store. They added another fur element and they were really, really fun. And then I wore these black and purple striped tights. So they added that striped element in, which is really great. I thought they were perfect because the Cheshire cat is striped after all. Now onto the star of the show. I love this studded bra. I found it at a lingerie shop. It was a little small for me, so what I did was, I wore a leotard underneath, but I can't find that right now. I moved, so who knows where it is, but you can see it in the picture. And I did use the feather boas around the legs, and the two together just worked out very, very well. And for the final accessory, I wore a studded belt just around the really low part of my waist. I felt like it just sort of added another metal element and it made everything look very edgy. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I definitely plan on doing a couple of other Halloween looks, so let me know down below what you would like to see. Make sure you subscribe to my channel so you can see my newest uploads, and give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, and I will see you next time. Love you guys. Bye!